Here's Brody Brazil.
I present to you 5 truths about the Electro-Voice RE20 microphone. Now, this is actually the newest one in my collection, but as you're well aware, it's one of the oldest, everyday models that you still see in production. This mic has been around for decades, used for a variety of different purposes in broadcast and content creation by a number of different people. And it was actually the very first microphone that I started using when I got into production and broadcasting in the late 90s and into the early 2000s. Before I get into my 5 truths about my microphone after having used it for a while, I want to just say why you're here on the channel. If you like this type of content and you want more of it, consider subscribing. Really trying to build this place out as a platform for you and I and stuff just like this. Also, if you like this video by the end of it, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button so that more people can be exposed to it here on YouTube. So truth number 1 about the RE20, it should actually be the most popular podcast microphone. I know it's not. We all know the Shure SM7B is. Not by any measurement, but just how often you see that thing. All over the place, here on YouTube, on podcasts, on all sorts of content creation. It's kind of a popularity contest that the SM7B has won, but I truly feel like this would actually be the better microphone for a lot of different people. For a couple different reasons, frequency response part of it, the variable D technology and less proximity effect, less boominess would be part of it. There's a number of different reasons. Also, how much hotter the signal comes out of this mic, how much less preamp gain it needs. But I digress. I think the bigger point is that this microphone, for whatever reason, did not win the popularity contest, but I truly feel like it should have. So consider that if you're watching this video right now and you're thinking about making a purchase. Okay, number 2, this microphone, it does still need a decent amount of gain. It's a dynamic, so that comes with the territory. I found that about 55 dB of clean gain powers this thing to a point where you could not only record with it, but you could also use it on a live stream. That's very important when you power a microphone. A lot of people are going to record it at a certain level and then boost it afterwards. But if you're going to live stream with this thing, it needs to be brought up to the proper level as you put it out on your stream. But the bigger point here is that at 55 dB of gain, this microphone does not make a ton of self-noise. And that's not something, again, I hate to go back to the SM7B, but if these two are side by side, this one is a lot more quiet. A lot less self-noise for the RE20, and again, that's why I think it's a favorable purchase. Okay, the downside here. The official EV shock mount is great. It does wonders, but it costs $99. We're talking about this thing right here, the Model 309A. Like I said, for functionality, it's perfect. You don't hear me tapping on the desk. It doesn't make a lot of boomy noises, all that stuff. But $99 is almost how much some people are paying for a microphone, let alone just the shock mount. It is a bit bulky. The way I have it mounted here in the home studio, it's not perfect because it's not permanent. But again, $99 just for the shock mount, and there are $400 shock mounts out there, trust me. This just seems a little bit excessive in a lot of different ways. It does come with a smaller mount, but it's not shock mounted. So you will be able to put it on a stand, but you're not obligated to this $99 purchase. But unfortunately, it's something you're going to have to buy into in terms of the EV ecosystem. Okay, let's move on here. Variable D, I truly feel like it does make a difference for close talking. Now, I'm backed off the mic here to a fair amount, at least a good 6 inches. But when I get right up on the mic here, and sorry if I popped it a little bit there, when I get right up on the microphone here, you're not hearing an excess of boominess. There is some more, granted, that's just the nature of my voice, the proximity, but it doesn't get overwhelmingly heavy on the low end when I get really close to it. And that's great for people who know how to use a microphone, whether you want to be off it or on it. But it's also great when you're recording somebody who doesn't really have microphone technique at all. They're new to this. You tell them to just stay close, and then they do, and then they're on, they're off. It doesn't matter. But this microphone, and its variable D technology, I've found that that's not just a gimmick. I really do feel like that is a thing, and it works quite well. And last but not least, I talked about frequency response earlier, and after having used condensers pretty much primarily all the time in this room, which is treated, the U87 is kind of the microphone of choice. In here, for me, this is the everyday driver. But if I'm looking for something to replicate that or get as close to that as I can with a dynamic mic that might offer some more rear rejection, might cut down on a little bit more of the room noise, then a dynamic is what I'm going to go for. And the RE20, I really feel like has that top end. It has way more top end than I would expect from a dynamic mic, which is a great thing because it does replicate, I feel like, the voice a little bit better. Now, with that said, there is such a thing as too much. And if I were recording this for an audiobook or some type of long-form narration where there could be fatigue on the ears, I might turn down the old crispiness just a little bit. But that's the great thing about this mic. There's enough. You can boost it even a little bit more. It's got nice top end overall. You can play with it and get it in a nice range that you want, but it does have that clarity, that top end that kind of surprised me from a dynamic microphone. So that's 5 truths about the Electro-Voice RE20. Like I said, this microphone does not get enough play. It does not get enough credit. Some people also don't like the battleship gray color. I'm actually a huge fan of it. When I bought this, the new black color, that new variant, it was available. But I decided that I wanted the old school. I wanted this look. And for some people, I also understand that they're doing a live stream or they're doing video as part of their podcast. They're going to be seen. This microphone's going to be seen. I don't think it's that ugly. I think this looks like tried and true professional broadcaster. That's what this microphone screams to me. And you know what? Forget how it looks, which is important to some people. How it sounds also falls into that same category.